Welcome to today's webinar. So in this webinar, we have Thuy from International Recruitment Officer, who is responsible for South Asia market to recruit students for Brock University. And we also have Ariel, so who is also a Myanmar student. And for your information, she is also a Brock University student ambassador. And I think she is currently studying Bachelor of Nursing at Brock University, and she has received 70% scholarships from the university. So in this webinar, so Thuy and Ariel, they will be sharing you all the information about Brock universities in English, probably. So after the webinar, because we have Ariel, because she is also Burmese, you can also directly ask her any questions you have regarding either in English or either in Burmese as well, okay? So if you are hesitate to ask directly, you can type it in a chat box. You can directly ask by unmuting yourself as well. So we'll set the webinar first, and then we'll go for Q&A later. So welcome, Thuy, and welcome to Ariel. So I will make you co-host now. So if there is any slide or anything you want to share, you can process it. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, David, for hosting the webinar today for not only Myanmar students, but also for Southeast Asia students as well. And it's my honor today to have Ariel with me to share her experience abroad as well as an international to come to Canada to start her new journey in a very new country, and how university support her with to become an ambassador, and how university will have her to become successful in Canada as well. So for the agendas of our webinar today, first I want to share about Brock University programs, student life and scholarships in about 20 minutes. Followed by the information sharing by Ariel as the student ambassador from Brock University. And if you have any questions, please chat into the chat box. I'll leave it until the end. You can unmute your mic audio and you can ask the questions any way that you feel comfortable with that. And first, I want to share with you some overall information about Brock University, and why the students should choose to study at Brock, and why students should choose Brock to start their new journey in Canada as well. And as you can see on my screen, you can recognize that it's very famous like tourist place when you visit Ontario. And I sure that everyone who visit Ontario, they must visit Niagara Falls, the beautiful falls between the US and Canada border. And easier for you to imagine Brock University, we located in St. Catharines City in Ontario province, one of the most developed and busiest province in Canada that contributes to the most of the GDP in Canada as well. And our university is only 20 minutes to the falls, 30 minutes to the US border, and 1 hour to Toronto. And with that location, Brock University campus is very convenient for the student to travel around and to do the co-op placement or do all the practicums, components in their study programs. And the special thing is the living expense here is 60% less than in Toronto. And St. Catharines is also one of the safest areas in Canada as well. So when the students study at Brock, they feel very free in mind in terms of safety. And Brock established in 1964, and we are the public university, and we're proud to be only one public university in Niagara region as well. And our campus is very huge, very beautiful, and very safe as well, because we are only one university in Canada located in UNESCO Biosphere Reserve. So as you can see in the screen, is the our main campus that include all the offices, and also we have 8 residents in our campus as well. So if you first transition to Canada and you worry that the university don't have enough residents for you, it's not something that you need to worry when you study at Brock, because we have 8 residents for the students, all year students. And in terms of weather, every student and parents, when they thinking of studying in Canada, they worry about the weather, especially during the winter times. They're always afraid that it's too cold during the winter. However, I must say that St. Catherines is one of the warmest area in Canada. And we celebrate 4 seasons per year. And during the winter times, it only -8 to -10. So with that, like temperatures, enough for you to experience the snow in Canada, but it's not too cold that affect your study and your health as well. And as you can see on my screen, almost all the buildings in our university, they have links inside. So even during the winter time, you don't need to go out to go to the class. And Brock is the mid-sized university. The reason why we established in 1964, but until now we only have nearly 20,000 students, because Brock commit with the student that we maintain the small class size with only 30 to 35 students per class to maximize the opportunity for our students to interact with professors and also join all the experiential learning components in their class as well. And we have like 13% of international students that account for 2,500 international students come from 110 countries. So most of our students is domestic student, Canadian student. So it's a great chance for you to learn more about Canadian cultures and improve your English as well when you study at Brock, especially for those who want to settle down in Canada after you graduate. So study with domestic student is a great chance for you. And we also have very great international student community who come from a lot of countries all over the world. So you also can learn from their culture. So if you want to do something international, so it's a great chance for you as well. And at Brock University, we have like 7 faculties with 70 undergraduate programs and 50 postgraduate programs, including master and PhD programs. And 100% of our programs are experiential learning. It means that we maximize the opportunity for you to apply what you study into the real world, to increase the opportunity for you to get a good job in Canada after you graduate. We are top 5 in diversity of co-op programs offered in Ontario with 40 over 70 programs that have the co-op for the students. Besides that, we also have the seminar, lab, tutorials, international exchange programs, or internship practicums. For those who are interested in study at law school and medical school after you graduate, we also offer free program called Med Plus and more Law Plus for students as well. And so all the programs are hand-on programs. And one special thing is that at Brock University, you can get in the co-op program directly from the high school, because many universities, you only can choose the co-op in the second years. But for Brock, you can like submit the application for the co-op directly for when you graduate from high school. And because 100% of our programs are experiential learning, and we really focus on the student careers and student success after graduate. So we're very proud to have one of the highest rate of graduate employment in Canada as well, with 96.5% of students get job after graduate. Actually, that percentage higher than the average of, in Ontario as well. And many students, when they come to me and they ask me the question, should I start at colleges or should I start my academic journey at university? But actually, both have their advantages. However, based on a survey for the university students, the salary that they receive is more 40% more than those who graduate from the college. And for my experience that I share with my colleges in Canada and with my students, for those who graduate from university, easier for them to get a good job with higher salary. It's the reason why every year we receive a lot of transfers application from college to our university as well. And for our co-op programs, it will be minimum 12 months. You can extend to 16 or 20 months as well. And you can work while you study to earn money and earn experience. And we guarantee that the student will work related to what you study and you can have salary for that. And here the co-op sample schedule at Broad University. So except from Bachelor of Accounting co-op, almost all the programs, the student will start the co-op from the third years. So we also always say that the co-op program is you earn while you learn. You not only earn money, but you also earn experience and network as well. So it's easier for you to get a job after you graduate. So I will go through all the faculties at our university, but I only want to focus on some outstanding programs that usually high international students interested in, and it leads to a good job in Canada and other countries as well after they graduate. We have 7 faculty from health sciences, education, business, humanity, art, mathematics and sciences, and social science as well. For the applied health sciences programs, we're very proud of our Bachelor of Science in nursing programs. Our nurse, as you know, that for many universities in Canada, when talk about nursing program, they will have like quarter or limited slot for international students. But for Broad University, we don't have any limitation in terms of application for international students as well. And today we have Ariel as the expert from our nursing program. I think that later she can share more about nursing program at Broad University and why should you choose to study at nursing program at Broad University instead of other university. But I must say that after finish our 4 years program of Bachelor of Science in Nursing, you are eligible to get the registered nurse exam to become the registered nurse in Canada as well. And the student will start their clinical placement from very first year. And our program have the highest level accreditations by the Canadian Association of School of Nursing as well. So it's really good program for you. And I heard that like because of the shortage in the people working as a nurse in Canada, so nursing is the program that maybe we can say that it's quite guaranteed to have job after you graduate. And for the faculty of education, because the pathway to become teacher in Canada is very long, it's take about 6 years to become a teacher. And so normally I see that the international students, they will choose to study early childhood education to become a kindergarten or early childhood teachers in Canada as well. And for our early childhood education program is the very special programs. It's only for those who had the diploma in early childhood in Canada, and then they will study 2.5 years online for the Bachelor of Early Childhood Education. So they can work and study at the same time. They still can earn money and earn like knowledge in the bachelor level while after graduate from the diploma programs. And our teacher education program is very famous. And when I travel around Southeast Asia, I met a lot of teachers at the international school. They graduate from Broad University for teacher education programs. And they always that for them, Broad is one of the best university for teacher education program as well. And for the Marilyn, I work in fine performing art. Beside the main campus that I show you from the very beginnings, we have a separate campus for our fine and performing art programs, in which we have dramatic art, music, study art, and culture, and visual art as well. And so I want to share more about our visual art programs. There will be have 2 concentration for the student to choose. We have the concentration in history art and studio art that focus more on graphic design, on sculptural painting, drawing as well. So you will have knowledge and skill in different aspect of fine art. So you can do like many jobs after you graduate with many different skills as well. And for our Goodman School Business, it's one of the youngest faculty in our university, but it's very outstanding because our Goodman School Business is top 5% of business school worldwide recognized by AACSB. And all 3 programs offered at Goodman School Business have the co-op option for the students. And for our Bachelor of Accounting programs, I must say that like within all the program in business, accounting seems to be one of the most attractive program for international students as the pathway for them to work in Canada. And for Broad University, I always proud to say that our accounting program is one of the best in Ontario because we offer the fastest track for the student to get CPA in Ontario as well. As you can see on my slide, normally for other university programs, the student have to take 4-year Bachelor of Accounting and 2-year study, 3 modules required by CPA because they only teach part-time. But for Broad University students, they only need to study 4 years Bachelor of Accounting, 7-month Master of Accounting, and then student can take the final common final exams. The students save 1.5 years in comparison to other university. So I must say that when the student have the CPA, it means that they will have better job with higher salary as well. And for business administration programs, we have 10 different concentration for students to choose. We have accounting, finance, human resource management, marketing, operations, entrepreneurships, information system as well, and general management. If you're interested in any majors, you don't need to fight to define the majors from the very first year, because in the first year when study all aspects of business and work closely with our academic advisor to find out which majors that you should commit in the 3rd year. And for the humanities, I really love our game design programs. This is 4 years program, but after you graduate, you will get 2 degrees. You will have advanced diploma in game design, like offered by Niagara College, and Bachelor of Game Design offered by Broad University. And we don't require the student to have the portfolio when applied to our game design. And in our game design, the student not only learn how to design a game, but they also learn how to design a game for different purpose. And our game study program at master level is very famous. So our bachelor program also learn the applications of game in different areas, in which also have the application in treatment as well. And for the mathematics and science, we have like 6 programs that bio and chemistry related. And you know that before and during and after COVID-19, there are more demand for the people working for the for the pharmaceutical and vaccine industry. So for those who graduate from our biochemistry program, it's a great chance for them to work for them. We offer 4 programs that related to computer, including computer science, computing business, computer science, mathematics, and data science and analytics. For the student who want to focus more on software engineering and intelligent system, they can choose to study our computer science programs. And for those who want to study combination between computer science and business to become the IT specialist or the one who builds a system for the organization after graduate, you can choose to study computing and business. And who also interested in mathematics and want to become a teacher. So the computer science and mathematics is the best suitable program for them. And I want to share a little bit more about our Bachelor of Sciences and in data science and analytics, because there are only 2 universities in Canada offer that kind of program that combined between computational data science and financial analytics. As you know that like about 6 years ago is the booming of like the demand for study data science. And before we launched the programs, our university did a survey, and any employer, they feedback that there are many students graduate with Bachelor of Science in data science. They can do the data mining, they can be the data scientist, but they cannot create, like do the strategy for the company. So for students who study data science and analytics, who have the knowledge in both areas, it's better for them to get a better job with higher salary as well, who meet with the requirement from the labor market. And this year, we just launched a very new programs called Integrated Engineering Programs. For that program is the combinations between software engineering, mechanical engineering, and electrical engineering as well. So for this program, for those students who want to have well-rounded knowledge in different areas of engineering, and it's very special engineering program that only 2 universities in Canada were can offer that program for international students. And last but not least is our social sciences programs that we also offer many programs in terms of applied linguistics, business communications, economic as well. But I want to focus more on the psychology and psychology related program like forensic psychology and criminal justice. And at Brock University, we have program in both Bachelor of Arts, in Bachelor of Sciences, in psychology. And the special thing is that like not all the universities that offer psychology program that offer the co-op for the students. But for Brock University, we have the co-op option for both Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Sciences in psychology. And if you want to pursue higher education in psychology, we also have the Master of Arts in psychology for you to study after you graduate from university. And for transfer students, our transfer process is very transparent and very fast as well. We recommend the student to submit the high school transcript, high school diploma, and higher education transcript with the course syllabus when you submit the application to Brock University at very first stage. So our admission also can evaluate the transcript to see how many credits that you can transfer. And we welcome students from colleges and university, not only in Canada, but from any university worldwide to transfer to Brock. And if you are once the third year or second year student at university or college in Myanmar and you are interested in transfer to Brock, you can submit your application now for September intake. We're still open for May intake as well. And we also have more than 50 graduate programs across all faculties, in which our MBA program is very famous one because we are top MBA programs, MBA in Canada as well. And for our international MBA ISP, it means that international student pathway, we not require the student to have GMAT or DIE, no experience. And the entry requirement is only 70% of the last year at university, and also IELTS 6.5 no band under 6. So if you want to learn more about our MBA ISP program, you can connect with Expert Education, or you can connect with me for further information. And in terms of residents, at Brock University, we have 8 residents in our campus to offer for students, but it's not compulsory for international students to stay in campus. If you want to stay off campus, we also offer you off campus share apartments that quite nearby our campus, because from Brock University to campus to the resident area is take about only 10 minutes by bus, and we have the bus stop in our campus as well. And here's some story of our room at our university, those you can choose when you apply to stay in the residence. And I must say that like students at Brock have a lot of activities, including sport and association as well. So we're very proud to be the sport university in Canada with 94 provincial championships and 47 national championships for different types of sport as well. And we have 48 clubs in our university that the student can join any clubs that you're interested in. And we have Olympic size swimming pool, indoor running track, and 15,500 square feet fitness centers. And abroad university, we commit to custom commit to provide international student with individualized international student support. Why I say that like individualized international student support, because we understand that different international students have their different challenges when they start their new journey in Canada and abroad as well. So we have a lot of activity and associations to help the student have a smooth transition from their home country when they start abroad. And we want to make sure that students abroad, they are very happy and successful when they study abroad. And we're proud to be #1 in Canada for mental health service, #1 in Ontario for student satisfaction, and #2 for academic advising as well. And in terms of association, we have association related to your hobby, your interest, your nationality, your religious as well. If you have idea of any new clubs or association, you can work with our unions to set up your own. You are welcome to do so. And the most important thing, say the finance. And in terms of tuition fee, the tuition fee abroad university is 34 to 35,000 Canadian dollars. And we have the tuition warranty policy. It means that after you start abroad university, if you don't change the programs, the tuition will fix for maximum 5 years. And so the mandatory fee is about 2,900. If you stay in campus, the living expense and the dining will be 13 to 15,000 Canadian dollars, and the textbook is 1,000, and in total it's 51 to 55,000 Canadian dollars. And the Brock very generous in terms of scholarships. We have the Brock Scholar. What is the merit-based scholarship based on your grade 12 result? Start from 80%, you will start to receive our scholarships. It's automatic consideration. And for this year, we have new scholarship called Brock University Global Reach Award that we grant 1,500 for the first 10 students in different areas to accept offer, including Southeast Asia. It means that if you accept your offer early, we can nominate you for 1,500, and you can combine them with the Brock Scholar Award as well. And for the International Curriculum Award is for students who study IB, AP, and A-level. You can get extra 1,000 for the first year, and you also can do credit transfer for the some subject at the university as well. And to make your life easier, we developed a platform called One App. So after you apply to Brock University, you have student ID. You only need to log in the One App, fill in one application form, and the scholarship that you're eligible will list out for you to apply. So you will not miss any scholarship that you can get from our university. And the great thing is we allow the student to combine all the automatic consideration scholarship and the scholarship on One App together and deducted from the tuition fee. And the highest amount of scholarships is the International Student Ambassador Award, that up to 23,000 Canadian dollars for 1 year. And Ariel, our student, is one of our ambassadors who got a scholarship, and she may share about it later on, how to apply and how to be the most outstanding people, a student, to get the scholarships. And in terms of English requirement, we require the student to have IELTS 6.5 no band under 6. And we also accept TOEFL, Duolingo, and PT as well. Except from the accounting co-op program, we require a bit higher because the students start the co-op from the second year. So you need to have 7.0 no band under 6.5. And if you cannot meet our entry requirement in terms of English, we also offer the English program for students, and English level when lasting 13 weeks, and 13 weeks will be one level of English. And we just launched a very attractive promotion called Brock Advantage. It means that if you study English at Brock University, in the 4th year, you will have chance to reimburse up to 2 English course. It means that if you study 2 English level, that tuition is 10,400. You can receive all that amount in your 4th year, and you still are eligible for all scholarships in our university as well. It's great chance for you to save a lot of money, and you can start your journey earlier in Canada. And we have 3 intakes per year, and we have 4 winter and spring. And for the fall term, you can apply on OUAC, and for the winter and spring, you only can apply directly with Brock University. And for the admission requirement, normally we will not ask the student to have SAT or ACT. The GPA average is 70% or above. And maximum 3 weeks after you submit all needed documents, our admission will have the result for your application as well. And that all information I want to share with you about Brock University, location, program, tuition, and scholarships. I hope that you have some ideas of why you should choose to study at Brock University. And now I would like to invite Ariel, our 3rd year's Bachelor of Science in Nursing at Brock University, and our international ambassador student to share more about her journey to study in Canada and abroad as well. So hi, Ariel, thank you for being here today with us. So can you introduce a bit about yourself?
Hi, Thuy, thank you for your presentation. Just to introduce myself, hi, I'm Ariel. I am a 3rd year student in the nursing program. I am originally from Yangon, Myanmar, and I'm very excited to be here, and I'm excited to share my experiences.
Yeah, thank you, man. So can you share with me a little bit about your journey from Myanmar to Canada? So why did you choose to study in Canada, and why did you choose to study at Brock?
Sure. So my original background, it's a little complicated. Originally, I attended Yangon Academy International School. I was intending to go to the US for studying abroad. But through further research, I discovered Brock and Canada in general, and I realized that I wanted to go to Canada because I think there's a lot of benefits with going to Canada. First, the tuition rates in Canada are less overall compared to schools in the US. So I thought that was an advantage. And as I was researching schools, Brock caught my eye because I thought it was a really, really pretty campus. And as I was researching, I saw a lot of opportunities for scholarships. There was a lot of support at Brock. And from the beginning, I was interested in the international ambassador program. So it took me 3 years to get to this point.
Yeah,
But I think it's very worth it.
okay. Okay, so
Yeah,
can
so
you share a bit, like, because I know that many universities in Canada, they offer the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, especially normally I see that some students decided to choose to study a nursing at some university that they have medical school. So why did you choose to study nursing at Brock University?
so I applied to lots of schools throughout Canada and Ontario. I decided to pick Brock because I think number one, when it comes to nursing, I think clinical experience matters the most. And what was unique about Brock was that they start clinical experience starting in 1st year. So right from 1st year, I was taught the theory classes, and we were placed in the hospital setting to have that nursing experience. And that is so important for you to gain the confidence and the skills that you need. Because I looked at other schools and normally they start their clinical placements in third year or even fourth year. And I wanted to be more confident with my practice. And I also noticed that the classes at Brock are a lot smaller. So I thought that it would be better for my support and my learning.
Yeah, and I remember when I visit Brock in January, I'm very impressed with the lab for nursing students. And I know that university have 3 labs with a lot of like facility for the students to practice. So for the Bachelor of Nursing, Science in Nursing, you not only have chance to practice at a hospital and clinical place, but you also have the chance to practice at the lab as well. And can you share a bit about, because I heard many students, they worry that is that too boring to study at Brock, because when they look at the pictures, they think that Brock is some ways not very, they cannot have fun or things like that. Can you share a bit about your the student life experience at Brock? And also many students, when they start to study in Canada, they also care about the part-time job, because it's not only a chance for them to get money, but it's a great chance for them to learn more about how the people there, they're doing business, and how to learn more about the business culture there. So they always highly evaluate the chance to get a part-time job. So can you share that? Is that difficult for Brock students to get the part-time job, and how's the student life there?
Sure. In terms of part-time jobs, I will be honest, when I first came to Canada, I struggled a lot in the first few months. And I think a lot of students struggle in the beginning because you're coming to a new place. You don't know the whole culture. You don't know how the transit works. Everything is so overwhelming. And that was the case for me. But I think Brock helped me a lot in finding part-time jobs. We have something at Brock called Career Zone. It's like a center where they offer job support to students. They help you write your resumes, they help you apply to jobs, and they tell you about any opportunities for jobs in the future based on your field. So I went to Career Zone and they helped me write my resume because I've never written a resume. This was my first time, and they were very supportive. They edited my resume, and I remember in my first year, I was going around because I didn't have work experience. I had to find a job that would take me without the work experience. And so I first worked at we have a mall here called the Penn Center. I worked at the food court there because they were one of the few places that would take me without work experience. And I still work there because I love that job. I think I've grown a lot as a person, my skills, as a result. After working at the food court, I worked there since first year, so it's been almost 2 years now. And I decided in my second year, I wanted to do something more nursing and clinical related. So in second year, with the help of Career Zone, I applied to a hospital internship. This was really good timing because during that time, the Canadian government, because of the staffing shortages that you were mentioning earlier, they created a new program where they're hiring not just nursing students, but students from health programs to work paid at a hospital setting to kind of help the staff and also gain experience. So I managed to get that hospital internship. It's at the St. Catharines General Hospital, and I think that's been really good experience for me because I was able to apply my learning from my school. I was able to network with the people there, and it's really, really good experience for you. And I really thank Brock for that.
Yeah, I'm very happy to hear that. And can you share a bit about the student life at Brock?
Yeah. So a lot of people, you're right, like when people come to Canada, they're worried like, oh, am I gonna make friends? Am I gonna fit in? I don't think you have much to worry about there because Brock has a lot of activities and support when it comes to newcomers and new international students. We have a student government called BUSU. BUSU is one of the organizations. They help organize student events. I remember in first year, we have a website called Experience BU, and using your student ID, you can just log into the student account and you can look up any events that you want to join. And in my first year, I did a lot of events at by Brock International. I did like pumpkin decorating, cookie painting. There was a lot of events. I also got to go on a trip to Niagara Falls, and through those experiences, I was able to make a lot of friends. And people here are generally very nice. The stereotype about Canadians, they're polite, they're nice, and if you are willing to, everyone is willing to support you, no matter where you are.
Yeah, thank you very much. And maybe I think the last question from me, and I leave it to all the people who join our event today to ask you, but can you share a bit how can you get the international ambassadors, very high value scholarships, and what you're feeling when you know that you are the one who were chosen for that scholarships?
Yeah, I love that question. So I mentioned earlier when I first was looking at Brock, I was very interested in this scholarship because it was a lot of money and I knew it would
Yeah.
help me. So I looked at the requirements. There's not a lot of requirements. You need to fill out an online application. And the second thing you need is you need 2 letters of recommendation from someone that would be able to recommend you. And you also have to make a short video, about 5 minutes, explaining why you would want to be an ambassador. I remember in first year, I applied for the position. I didn't have a lot of work experience, but I thought it would be good to try to apply, and I did. I didn't get it, unfortunately, in first year, and I think that made me really sad. But I decided that I would try again. So what I did was I went online, I went on YouTube, I tried to look up like videos of other successful ambassadors, and I watched them over and over again. And I also went to the International Ambassador website and I looked through every single person's work, like school experiences.
Yeah.
What are they doing? What activities are they doing? I asked around my friends, like, hey, do you know any ambassadors? Like, how did they apply for this? How did they get it? And I was very obsessed with getting it. And I think part of me realizing that the key to getting this scholarship is you have to show that you are willing to help other students. One trend I noticed is that a lot of students, unsuccessful applicants, when they were applying, they merely showed their achievements. Oh, I had 90% average. I was in this club and that club, and they don't really go beyond that. I think the key to successful applicants is you go beyond that. You show how your experience is, how they make you qualified to communicate with others. You have to show that you are willing to help students. And another thing is you have to show you're empathetic and you want to help new students because that's the whole point of the scholarship, because the school wants to see that you're not doing it just for the scholarship, but you're also willing to help other students. And what I did in second year was I applied for this other job. It's kind of like a very part-time, only a couple hours a week. It was the Brock ambassador job. It gets confusing. It's similar to the international ambassador. The words sound similar, but it's actually it's kind of like campus tour. I give campus tours. It's part of Brock recruitment. I meet with new students, mainly domestic students, and I talk to them about Brock. I give campus tours and I help the school with arranging events and stuff like that. They pay you hourly, and through that experience I was able to more confident. It made me clear about what I want to do and why I want to apply for the program. And so I used that experience. I remember I asked my manager for a recommendation, and based on that, I applied again second year. And then I got it for third year. And I remember I was in my hospital shift at a hospital. I was on my lunch break. I pulled out my phone. I was like going through my phone and I was like, oh my God, I got it. And I just like I screamed and I called my mom and she screamed and she was really happy.
Yeah.
It's
And
very, very
yeah. And so I remember a sentence, if you really want something, you try your best for it. The whole universe will help you to achieve that. And you deserve that, to be honest. And
oh, thank you.
yeah. And do you know how many Myanmar students in now studying at abroad? Do you have the Myanmar Student Association?
I know one other Myanmar student. She came earlier this year, but other than that, not really. I haven't really came across Myanmar
Mm-hmm.
students, which is why I'm also helping do this webinar because I'm hoping that through sharing my experiences, through sharing your information and expertise, that we're able to convince more students to come here. Because I think Brock is it's a really good school, and I think people should consider coming here. And there's a lot of benefits to going to Brock.
Yeah. And I remember when I visit Broad campus, I very impressed with the wall with the welcome messages come from different languages. And when I talk to students, all of them say that they have the feeling of belonging when they start at Broad. Everybody seems to be a member of family. It's not only a university, but it's a very strong bond community and the family as well, where everybody knows each other by name, by the nationality, not only by the student number. And when I came to the dining hall, even I see that the staff there, they know what you like to eat every day very clearly, and they ask you, oh, do you want the omelette today with no cheese? It's really impressive because it's not happened even when I study in the UK. To be a long time ago, I'm a master's student in the UK. I don't have that feeling. I always want to come home because I feel sometimes I feel very quite lonely there. But when I stay at Brock resident for nearly 10 days. I'm really happy. And even this third day when I come to dining hall, everybody remember my face and call my name, and they know what I want to eat for breakfast as well. It really like happy moments, and I feel that all the students, especially international students, they have the feeling of welcoming and like belonging when they study abroad. I don't know whether if you have that feeling because you're already there for 3 years, but for me, the person only at the office at the university campus for more than 1 week, but I still have that feeling.
I think that comes because Brock, you said it's a moderate size, right? It's not too big, but not too small either. So you are able to have the resources of a large university, but you have that smaller community where you can make those more connections, and everyone knows everyone, and everyone is willing to support each other. I agree.
It's great. Okay, thank you very much. So, hi everyone. If you have any question for me or for Ariel, feel free to unmute your audio to ask, or you can chat into the chat box. We are willing to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ariel, and thank you, Thuy. I think I have some issues with my camera, so I will not be able to open my camera now. So thank you so much for sharing all the insights regarding Brock University, and thank you, Ariel, for sharing your so far experience in Canada. So guys, we are going for Q&A sessions, so you can unmute yourself. You can ask Thuy about Brock University, or if you want to ask Ariel anything regarding Canada or Brock University, feel free to ask. You can type it in the chat box. You can unmute yourself and ask directly, and feel free to ask both in Burmese and English as well. I think most of the students joining today are Myanmar students, so I'm allowing them to speak in Burmese language. Okay, guys, let's go for Q&A. Please ask questions. we are waiting for your questions. So today is Sunday, and we didn't this webinar especially for you. Ariel has been, I think, really busy, and it's only 9 a.m. I think around that time in Canada. Thai has especially working for you, all of you. Even it is Sunday, and it's already almost 9:30 in Vienna now. So make sure you make good out of this webinar. So we are open for questions. If you have questions about blocks, it's fine. But suppose if you don't have any specific questions, you can ask about studying in Ontario, you know, so studying in Canada, anything. So Myanmar လို့လည်းမေးလို့ရတယ်เนาะမြန်မာလိုလည်းမေးလို့ရတယ်တခုမေးချင်တာတွေပါလေရှင်
မေးစရာရှိတာဘာပဲဖြစ်မေးလို့ရပါတယ်လို့ကျွန်မဗမာလိုလည်းပြောတတ်ပါတယ်
သူအောင်မှာပဲကြောင်းတက်နေတဲ့လူဖြစ်တော့သူ့ကိုမေးရတာဆိုရင် practical experience ဘာရှိတယ်ဘယ်လိုရှိလဲကိုယ်အနေနဲ့ကြောင်းတက်ချိန်တဲ့เนาะကြောင်းတက်တဲ့အချိန်တွေ MUD အကြောင်းတွေပါတယ်ညာတွေအကုန်လုံးပြောလို့ရတယ် Okay, so if you don't have questions, I will just go ask you with one questions. Okay. So can you tell me a bit about your school schedule on a weekly basis? You know, when you have to go to schools and how do you manage your part time and you know all these things?
Yeah, so I do have a lot of commitments, especially in third year. So right now I have 2 part-time jobs, my school, and I have to commit hours for the ambassador program. Definitely time management is one of the most important skills you can develop. I think I've kind of gotten better at it over the years. What I use is Google Calendar. I don't know if a lot of people are familiar with it, but it's basically just a digital calendar. And what I do every week is I put in everything I have to do in 1 week. I put in all my hours. I time block everything. So I know that every single week I know what classes I have. Do I have work? Do I have a clinical shift? Every single thing is all in my calendar. And then once I have that down, I also have a list of deadlines for assignments that I do every single deadline. So in the beginning of the semester, I would go through my school syllabuses and I would put down every single deadline that I have for any assignment. And then I would organize it by due date. And then I would organize it in terms of what's the earlier due date and what is the later due date. And I think this has been very, very useful because it lets me see what do I have to do first and then what can I do it later. And any assignments that might take longer time, I'll make sure to be careful about, to prioritize, and I'll put in those deadlines as well in my calendar. And then once I'm done, I'll go back and I will put in any tasks that I might have to do to prepare. Like, for example, if I have a essay paper due on Friday, I'll make sure, okay, on Monday, I'll do research. On Tuesday, I'll start with the outline, kind of an example. And I think this has worked very well for me because every week I know what to expect. And given a lot of commitments that I have, it makes sure that I'm calm and I feel much better and prepared to go into each week. That's it, I think.
Thank you so much, Ariel. Okay, guys, any more questions? Chat box မှာလည်းရေးလို့ရနော်မြန်မာလိုရေးလို့လည်းရပါတယ် Okay, Thai, can you allow me to ask some questions in Burmese and allow her to speak in Burmese? Is it fine? I think you're mute.
I'm okay with that. It's great time for me to learn Burmese as well. So feel free to speak in Burmese.
Sure. Okay, so ကျွန်တော် area လို့မြန်မာလိုပဲမေးမယ်နော် Okay, so ညီမ blog မှာအခုတက်နေတာ3နှစ်ရှိပါနော် so ညီမအနေနဲ့ student ambassador တယောက်လည်း lawyer which is I think almost like a part-time job တခုလိုဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော်ကိုယ့်အတွက် student ambassador တယောက်အနေနဲ့လုပ်တယ်ပြီးညီမ nursing လဲကြောင်းတက်နေတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့ကနေဒါရောက်ချင်းညီမတို့ challenging အဖြစ်ဆုံးအရာတွေကဘာတွေဖြစ်မလဲညီမအနေနဲ့ဥမာဒီကကြောင်းသားတွေအနေနဲ့လဲဥမာဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲ totally ညီမအနေနဲ့ဒီလို challenge တွေတွေ့ရမယ်လို့မထင်ခဲ့ဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ကနေဒါရောက်တော့ဘာမှမဟုတ်တဲ့အရာတွေကညီမတို့ challenge ဖြစ်ခဲ့တာလိုမျိုးပေါ့
ပထမဆုံးကနေဒါရောက်တော့ကတော့ချင်တာတော့အခက်ဆုံးဟာတော့ဒီရာသီဥတုပေါ့နော်ကနေဒါဒါတော့အကုန်လုံးကတော့သိမှာပေါ့နော်ကနေဒါကတော့အရန်အေးတဲ့နိုင်ငံတစ်ခုဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ရန်ကုန်ကနေဖတ်တာတော့ အစင်းသစ်တွေလောက်လောက်ဆရာရှိရတွေလောက်ဗီဇာတွေရှောက်ကျောင်းတွေရှောက်လုံရင်းနဲ့ဒါပေမဲ့ရောက်တော့မှဟာတကယ်ကြီးကိုကနေဒါရောက်ပြီပေါ့နော်အဲ့ feeling ကြီးကတော့တော်တော်ကြီးကိုအစတော့နည်းနည်းလန့်ဖြန့်တာပေါ့နော်ရာသီဥတုကလည်းကျမစရောက်တော့သူကနည်းဆောင်းတွင်းဝင်ကန်ကြီးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဆိုတော်တော်ကြီးကိုကိုတော့ဒီရန်ကုန်ကနေပူရဲရာသီကနေချက်ချင်းကိုဒီကိုရောက်သွားတော့တော်တော်ကြီးကို shock ဖြစ်တာပေါ့နော်နောက်တစ်ခုကလည်းကိုကလည်းတိတ်ခရီးတွေတိတ်မသွားဘူးဆိုတော့ဒီမြို့နယ်ကိုဘယ်လိုသွားရမလဲပေါ့နော်ဒီဘတ်ကားတွေစီးတာတို့ဒီလမ်းတွေဘာတွေကြတော့ကိုကတိတ်မကြွားနေဘူးပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မသွားခင်တော့ရရင်တော့ကိုကတော့ဥမာရန်ကုန်မှာအဲ့လိုသွားလာတာရှိရပေါ့နော်ခရီးတွေဘာတွေသွားဘူးရယ်နိုင်ငံခြားမှာတခြားနိုင်ငံတွေမှာခရီးသွားဘူးရယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ပိုအဆင်ပြေမယ်ထင်တာပဲ because အဲ့လိုဆိုရင်ကိုကဒီ navigation ကိုကျွမ်းတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့နှစ်ခုတော့ကျမတော်တော်ကြီးကို struggle လုပ်ခဲ့ရတာပေါ့နော်အခုတော့တိတ်မဖြစ်တော့ပါဘူးဒါကတော့အစပိုင်းပေါ့နော်နောက်တစ်ခုကလည်းတစ်ခုကတော့အေးတဲ့ရာသီဥတုရယ်ဒီ navigation ရယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကတော့ဒီကျောင်းပေါ့နော်အတန်းတွေတက်လို့ရှိရင်ကိုကတော့ဒီရန်ကုန်မှာ used to ကတော့ဒီကျောင်းဆရာမတွေကဒါလို့ပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့တကယ်ကနေဒါရောက်တဲ့အချိန်ကြလို့ရှိရင်သူတို့တွေကဘာမှသိမပြောဘူးပေါ့နော်ကိုကဒီတိုင်းမဲ့support တော့ပေးတယ်ဒီမေးစရာရှိတာသိချင်တာရှိတာဆိုရင်သူတို့လာမေးလို့ရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့usually အတန်းတွေကကိုကတက်ပြီးသွားလို့ရှိရင်သူတို့တွေက lecture ကိုပြောရတယ်အဲ့ပြီးသွားရင်သူတို့တွေကမေးစရာရှိရဆိုခဏနေပြီးပြန်သွားတာများတာပေါ့နော်ကိုကတော်တော်ကြီးကိုဘက်ကနေလုံးစရာရှိရလို့ပေါ့နော်မေးစရာရှိရမေးမဟုတ်ရင်သူတို့တွေကတိတ်ပြီးတော့ကိုက like အတန်းထဲမှာမရဘူးစာမလိုက်နိုင်ဘူးဆိုရင်လည်းသူတို့တွေကတော့ဘယ်သိပါမလဲနော်ဆိုတော့ကိုကအစိုးရရဲ့ဒီ professor နဲ့ကိုrelationship ကိုကောင်းအောင်လုပ်ထားပါတော့သူတို့မေးစရာကိုမသိတာမေး professor နဲ့ relationship ကောင်းအောင်လုပ်ထားလို့ရှိရင်နောက်ချိန်ကြရင်အလုပ်လျှောက်တာတို့တခြားမှာကိုကတခြားဘာစိတ်ဝင်စားလဲပေါ့သူတို့တွေက recommendation letter ရေးပြီးအရန်အသုံးဝင်ပါတယ်အဲ့ဒါတော့ advice ပေးတာပေါ့နော်
ဟုတ်ကျေးဇူးပါ okay another questions ပေါ့နော်ညီမအနေနဲ့ဥမာကနေဒါမှာခုနေတာလဲ3နှစ်4နှစ်လောက်ရှိပြီဆိုအဲ့လိုရှိတဲ့အချိန်မှာဥမာ what is the best thing about Canada ညီမအနေနဲ့အခုလက်ရှိကနေဒါမှာကြောင်းတက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာညီမအနေနဲ့ okay ဒီအရာတော့ငါကနေဒါကိုလာလိုက်တာကောင်းသွားတယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ်ဒီအရာတွေကတော်တော်တဘောကြတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့အဲ့မျိုးဖြစ်တဲ့အရာလေးတွေဘာတွေရှိလဲညီမ
ကျမအနေနဲ့တော့တော်တော်သဘောကျတာကတော့ဒီရောက်ပြီးတော့ကိုယ်စိတ်ကဘယ်လိုအရန်လွတ်လပ်သွားသလိုပဲပေါ့နော်ဒီမှာသူတို့တွေကကိုကဘာ idea ပဲရှိကိုကဘလောက်ဘာပဲလုပ်ချင်သူတို့တွေကအရန် support ပေးတာအရန်စိတ်လွတ်လပ်သလိုခံစားရတာပေါ့နော်ကျမရန်ကုန်မှာတော့မိဘနဲ့နေပေါ့နော်သူတို့အကြောင်းတက်လိုက်ဆိုတော့တိတ်ပြီးတော့အပြင် society နဲ့တိတ်ပြီးတော့ဒီကျောင်း society နဲ့ပဲပေါ့နော်ဒီရောက်ပြီးတော့ကျမစိတ်ထဲမှာအရန်လွတ်လပ်သွားတယ်ပေါ့နော်ကျမစိတ်ဝင်စားတဲ့ဟာတွေလုပ်ချင်တာလုပ်လို့ရတယ်မိဘလည်းမရှိဘူးဒါတစ်ဖက်ကတော့ဒါတော့မကောင်းဘူးပေါ့နော် like ကိုမိဘဆုံးမတာကောင်းတယ်ပေါ့မိဘရှိတာနည်းထိမ့်ပြီးဒါမဲ့တော့ဒါကတော့ personality ပေါ့နော်ကျမ personality ကြတယ်ကျမကတော့ဒီ freedom ကိုကြိုက်တယ်ပေါ့နော်ကျမ schedule နဲ့ကိုယ့်အကို schedule လုပ်ရတာကြိုက်တယ်နော်ကျမစိတ်ဝင်စားတဲ့ဟာကိုလိုက်ပြီးတော့လုပ်ရကြိုက်တာပေါ့နော်ဥမာကျမဒီ scholarship စိတ်ဝင်စားရဆိုရင်လည်းကျမအချိန်နဲ့ကိုယ့်အကို organize လုပ်ပြီးတော့ရှောက်လို့ရပေါ့နော်ကျမကလည်းဒီအလုပ်ရှောက်ချင်တယ်ဆိုရင်လည်းသွားလို့ရတယ်ပေါ့သို့မဟုတ်ကျမဒီ event တွေမှာသွားပြီးတော့လိုက်တက်ချင်တယ်ပေါ့နော်တခြားသူများတွေနဲ့ socialize လုပ်ခြင်းတကယ်ချင်းနဲ့ဖွဲ့ခြင်းနဲ့ဆိုရင်လည်းကိုယ့်ကိုလှုပ်လို့ရတာပေါ့နော်ဘယ်သူမှဒီချိန်ဒီချိန်မှဒီနေ့မှလောက်ရမယ်ဆိုတာမရှိဘူးအဲ့ဒါတော့ကျွန်မတို့အရန်လွတ်လပ်တာပေါ့နော်ကနေဒါကလည်းတခုကောင်းတာသူတို့တွေကဒီ setup အရန်ကောင်းလို့ပဲခံစားရတယ် because သူတို့ကဒီ transit ဆိုတော့ bus ကားတွေကစဟိုကသွားလာရတာဒီလူငယ်တွေအတွက်အရန်ဆင်ပြေပါတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကောင်းတာလည်းဒီမှာအဲ့gun violence ပေါ့နော်ဒီ US ထက်ဆိုင် gun violence အသိမရှိဘူးဒီမှာအရန် safe ဖြစ်တယ်ဆိုတော့ဒီဘာတွေအတွက်လည်းစိတ်ချရတာပေါ့နော်
ဟုတ်ညီမ Okay နောက်တစ်ခု question ညီမဟိုရ Okay ဆိုတော့ဒီတချို့ကျောင်းသားတွေကြောင့်ဥမာ Okay မြန်မာကျောင်းသားဘယ်လောက်ရှိလဲအဲ့နောက်တော့ဥမာမြန်မာကျောင်းသားမရှင်ဥမာတက်ဖို့အဆင်ပြေပါမလားပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့အဲ့မျိုးမေးခွန်းနေမိကြတယ်ဆိုတော့ညီမအနေနဲ့အခုညီမတက်တဲ့ကျောင်းသားမှာဥမာမြန်မာကျောင်းသားဘယ်လောက်ကိုတွေ့ဘူးလဲဥမာတငယ်ချင်းတွေဥမာမြန်မာကျောင်းသားပါညာအဲ့လိုရှိလားពេលနောက်တစ်ခုညီမအနေနဲ့ဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲဥမာတချို့ကြတော့ဥမာညီမကျောင်းအင်္ဂလိပ်စာအခုတီတလောက်ညီမစကားပြောတာတော်တော်ကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတော့ဥမာတချို့ကြတော့ဥမာအထူးတစ်ပြည့်ဥမာ government sector ကျောင်းတွေမှာတက်ခဲ့တဲ့လူတွေဆိုရင်နည်းနည်းအင်္ဂလိပ်စာပိုင်းမှာ struggle ဖြစ်ကြတယ်ဆိုတော့အဲ့မျိုးလူတွေအတွက်ကြတော့ဥမာဒီဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲတကယ်ချင်းအတစ်တွေဘာတွေလောက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာဘယ်လို struggle တွေဖြစ်လာတိုင်းလဲပြင်သူတို့အနေနဲ့ဘာတွေလောက်ထားတင်လဲပေါ့နော်ဆိုတော့ပြင်ဒီမြန်မာ community တွေရှိတာမရှိတာရဲ့ good effect နော်ဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲgood side bad side တွေပေါ့ဘာတွေရှိမလဲပေါ့အဲ့ဒါလေးတွေနည်းနည်းပြောကြည့်ပါဦးညီမ
ကျမသိတဲ့လောက်ကတော့ကျမဆောက်ရောက်တုန်းကတော့ဗမာတွေမရှိတဲ့လောက်ပဲပေါ့နော်ဒါကျမလည်းတမင်အောင်အဲ့ဒါရွေးတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ကကျမကျောင်းလျှောက်တုန်းကအဲ့တခြား university ရှိတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့တော့ကလည်းကိုကျောင်းကလည်းပြောတာပေါ့နော်ဒီတခြားကျောင်းတွေတက်ပါလားကျမကတော့ဒီကျောင်းလေးစိုင်းကြည့်မယ်ပေါ့နော်ကို try ကြည့်မယ်ပေါ့ဒီဗမာတွေမရှိတာရောက်တယ်နော်ဗမာတွေမရှိဘူးပေါ့နော်အစကတော့နည်းနည်းတော့ကြောက်တာပေါ့နော်ကိုကလည်းဘယ်သူပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့ဗမာမရှိလို့ပဲနဲ့ကိုကတကယ်ချင်းမဖွဲ့နိုင်ဘူးဆိုတာတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးပေါ့နော်အခုကျမဒီ third year ရောက်တော့နောက်ထပ်ဗမာကျောင်းသားတစ်ယောက်တော့ရှိတယ်ကျမဒီစားရောက်တော့ကူပေးတာပေါ့နော်သူကလည်းဒီအစိုးရကျောင်းကနေပဲတက်ခဲ့တာသူအင်္ဂလိပ်စာကတော့မစိုးပါဘူးပေါ့နော်ဒီစကားပြောလာလို့ရတယ်ဒါကျမအင်္ဂလိပ်စာလောက်တော့သိမဟုတ်ဘူးပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့သူလည်းအခုဒီရောက်တော့နောက်3လ4လလောက်ရှိပြီပေါ့နော်သူလည်းတော်တော်လေးကိုဆက်တော့ဖြစ်ပြီပေါ့နော်သူလည်းတငယ်ချင်းတွေဖွဲ့အစကတော့ဘာခတ်တာပေါ့နော်နိုင်ငံတစ်မျိုးတစ်ဆိုတော့ဒါပေမဲ့သူလည်းအင်္ဂလိပ်စာသိမကျွမ်းပေမဲ့လည်းသူလည်းသူတငယ်ချင်းတွေဖွဲ့ခဲ့တာပဲပေါ့နော်သူအတန်းနဲ့ရတယ်နဲ့တခုကတော့ဒီမှာ international ကျောင်းသားတွေရှိတယ်အဲ့လိုဆိုတော့သူကြတော့အရင်ဆုံးစပြီးအဲ့ international ကျောင်းသားတွေနဲ့အရင်စကားတငယ်ချင်းဖွဲ့ရတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒါပြီးတော့မှသူတခြားလူတွေနဲ့လိုက်ပြီးတော့ socialize လုပ်ပေါ့နော်မခတ်ပါဘူးလို့တငယ်ချင်းတိတ်မကြောက်ရပါဘူးလို့ဒီကလူတွေကလည်းတော်တော်ခင်တာပေါ့နော်အခုကလည်းအားကြောင့်ကျမလည်းရှိရပေါ့နော် like ဥပမာ Brock ကိုစိတ်ဝင်စားတယ်လာခြင်းနဲ့ဆိုရင်လည်းကျမရှိပါတယ်ပေါ့နော်ကျမ support လုပ်ပေးနိုင်ပါတယ်မေးစရာရှိရသိချင်တာရှိရဆိုရင်ကျမကိုမေးလို့ရပါတယ်လို့
Okay, so I think it's almost 1 hour now. So final question from my side. Okay, ညီမအနေနဲ့ဒီ student ambassador ဖြစ်တယ်ပေါ့နော် so student ambassador ဖြစ်တဲ့ချိန်တယောက်မှာညီမရဲ့ day to day activities တွေအဓိကဘာတွေလုပ်ရလဲ
student ambassador အတွက်ကတော့ဒီတစ်နှစ်မှာသူကနိုင်60ကိုပြည့်အောင်ကျောင်းအတွက်လုပ်ပေးရတာပေါ့နော်ဒီ promotion ကျောင်းကိုကြော်ညာတာတို့သူတို့ကျောင်းရဲ့ event တွေပွဲတွေမှာလိုက်တက်ပြီးတော့ကျောင်းသားတွေကိုနဲ့စကားပြောတာပါညာတွေပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဆိုတော့သူကတစ်နေ့မှာလုပ်ရမယ်ဆိုတော့မဟုတ်ဘူးပေါ့နော်ကိုကဒီနိုင်60ပြည့်အောင်ကိုကပွဲတွေဘာတွေမှာရွေးပြီးတော့ကိုကတက်လို့ရတယ်ပေါ့နော်ဥပမာကျမဒီfall semester မှာတော့ဆိုရင်ကျမတို့ဒီ Niagara Falls ပေါ့နော်သွားဖို့အတွက် fees ကိုကျမလိုက်ပြီးတော့လိုက်ခဲ့တာပေါ့နော်အဲ့ပွဲမှာအဲ့ trip မှာအကြောင်းသားတွေနဲ့ကိုကတော့ဒီ Niagara Falls ကိုပို့ကျွမ်းတော့သူတို့ပြပြီးဒီမှာဒါရှိရဲဒီမှာဒါတွေလုပ်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့လိုတွေလုပ်ပေးရတာပေါ့နော်နောက်ပြီးကျမတို့နှစ်စာတော့ဆိုရင်လည်းဒီကျောင်းသားအသစ်တွေကိုအခမ်းမှုအတွက်ပွဲတစ်ခုရှိတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့ orientation မှာလည်းကျမလိုက်ပြီးတော့ပွဲမှာလိုက်တက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီကျောင်းသားတွေမေးစရာရှိတာသိချင်တာရှိတာဆိုရင်ကိုကလိုက်ပြီးတော့ဖြေပေးရတာပေါ့နော်အဲ့လိုမျိုးလေးရှိတယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီကျောင်းကိုကြော်ညာတာပေါ့တခါကျရင်လည်းကိုက online မှာသူတို့ ဒီ blog မှာလည်း Instagram page ရှိတာပေါ့နော်ကိုကလည်းအဲ့မှာတခါကျရင်video တွေရိုက်ပေးရတာပေါ့နော်ဒီအကြောင်းကိုကြော်ညာတာကိစ္စတွေဆိုရင်သူတို့မှာသူတို့က video ရိုက်တဲ့အသင်းတစ်ခုရှိတယ်နောက်ကိုကဒီတိုင်းပဲvideo ရိုက်ရင်းနဲ့ကိုကစကားပြောတာပါညာအဲ့လောက်ပါပဲအဲ့လိုတိတ်ပြီးတော့အရန်ခက်ခဲတာတော့မဟုတ်ပါဘူးကိုကအချိန်ကို time management ကိုသေချာလုပ်နိုင်ရင်တော့အဆင်ပြေပါတယ်ဟုတ်ပါတယ်
Thank you, Vanima. Okay, so is there anything that you want to say to Myanmar students? Any 3 things or any advice?
ပမာလို့ပြောအောင်လား
Yeah, Myanmar လိုပဲပြောလိုက်ဒီမှာ Yeah, it's okay. You can go with him.
ဟုတ်အကြောင်းသားတွေတော့ဒီစရောက်လို့ရှင်မကြောက်ပါနဲ့ပေါ့နော်နိုင်ငံသစ်သွားတာတော့အရန်စတော့ကျမတို့ကတော့အရန်ကြောက်ခဲ့တာပေါ့ဒါပေမဲ့မကြောက်ပါနဲ့ပေါ့နော်အစဆိုရင်တော့ခက်ခဲတာပေါ့နော်ကိုကနိုင်ငံသစ်လားညားရည်နဲ့မသိပေါ့နော်ဒါပေမဲ့မကြောက်ပါနဲ့ကျမတို့ recommend ပေးတာတော့ဒီဗမာနည်းတဲ့အရင်လုံးဝဗမာမရှိတာမဟုတ်ဗမာနည်းတဲ့အကြောင်းတွေကိုသွားဖို့တော့ကျမတို့တိုက်တွန်းပါတယ်ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ကိုကဗမာနည်းတဲ့အချိန်နေရာကြီးသွားလို့ရှင်ကိုကတခြားလူမျိုးပါညာရည်နဲ့ကိုကပိုဆက်ဆံတတ်သွားပါဘောနော်ကိုမှာ society ကမရှိတော့သူများတွေနဲ့ဆက်ဆံတော့ကိုယ့်အတွက်ကပိုအဆင်ပြေလို့တော့ယူဆပါတယ်နောက်ပြီးတော့ဒီရောက်တဲ့အချိန်ကြလို့ရှိရင်လည်းမကြောက်နဲ့ပေါ့နော်မိကုန်းမမေးရတာမကြောက်ပါနဲ့ဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့ကျမလည်းသဘောပေါက်တာဒီဗမာကျောင်းတွေမှာမိကုန်းမေးဟာဒါဆရာကိုကန့်ကွက်တယ်ပေါ့နော်ဒီမကောင်းပေါ့ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီမှာကတော့သူကမိကုန်းမေးတာအရင်သဘောကျကြပါတယ်ဒီကနေဒီယန်တို့ဒီဆရာတွေအကုန်လုံးပေါ့နော်မိကုန်းမေးတယ်ဆိုတော့ကိုကစိတ်ဝင်စားတယ်ကိုကသိချင်တယ်နောက်ကိုဒီလူကတော်တယ်ပေါ့နော်ဒီဘာဖြစ်လို့လဲဆိုတော့မိကုန်းမမေးဘူးဆိုတာဒီလူကမသိတာလားနားမလဲတာလားအဲ့လိုမျိုးထင်ကြတာပေါ့နော်မိကုန်းမေးတယ်ဆိုတော့အရန်အထင်ကြီးကြတယ်ကိုနဲ့လည်းဒီပေါင်းနဲ့ဆက်ဆံရေးပိုဆင်ပြေပါတယ်အဲ့လိုမျိုးတော့ပြေပါတယ်
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ariel. So, Thuy, is there any message you want to give to our students?
Okay, thank you very much for hosting such a great webinar today, and thanks our special guest Ariel to be here today to share more about your journey to Canada and to Brock, as well as your student experience as well. And I think that I and Ariel will share the same thought that we want to welcome more and more Myanmar students to join Brock communities and to feel how we welcome international in general and how we welcome Myanmar students as well. And we want you to become one part of our Bector family as well. And hope that next time I visit our campus, I can meet more and more Myanmar students in our beautiful campus.
Thank you so much, Thuy. So, thank you so much, Ariel. Thank you so much, Thuy, for sharing all the details inside about Brock universities. So guys, if you have any questions regarding Brock University, you can always reach out to us. We are the official agency of Brock University here in Myanmar, so we'll be happy to help you with your admissions and visa process for free. So you don't have to pay anything to us regarding if you want to apply to Brock universities. I think you can apply for upcoming intake is September, right?
Yeah. We still open May intake, and the biggest intake is September, and we already opened the applications process for September.
So there is still May intake is still open. Also, you can apply for September intake. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. And thank you so much for participating with us in this webinar. So we have also live streamed this video, and if any of you want to get the recording of this video, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Thuy.
Thank you.
Thank David, thank Ariel. Have great weekend, the last day of the weekend.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for your presentation and your questions.
Yeah, thank you.